What's up, fam? That's my Miata that I introduced you to a couple weeks back. Now today, I'm gonna break down every single part that I have on the car and exactly how much it cost to build so far.
I can hurt you like you hurt me too. We're letting go, drifting apart. We're letting go, drifting apart. I can hurt you like you hurt me too. We're letting go, drifting apart. We're letting go, drifting apart.
Before we get into the nuts and bolts of this, pun intended, let me just acknowledge that I started with a really clean car, and by many people's opinions, I probably overpaid for the car back in 2016 when I bought it. I bought this car, like I said, in 2016. It had 72,000 miles, and I paid $5,995 for the car, and that's before taxes or any of that kind of stuff. And then I actually ended up having to transport the car to New Mexico. I actually found it in Kansas. I bought it sight unseen and then had it transported to my doorstep. Now let's just get right into the parts list. And this is pretty long, and I'm going to be going down a build sheet that I put together for all of my cars. And I'll make that available in the description below so you guys can follow along and also use it for your own cars if you'd like. Now, let me also say I am not sponsored. I've never been sponsored. All of the parts that are on these cars, on this car currently, are things that I just picked out after doing some research and decided was going to be a good fit for my car. So I will drop links in the description for every single one of these parts that is on this list, but they are not affiliate links. I'm not going to make any money. I just figured I'd help you guys out. So let's start off. Under engine and transmission, I started off with a tune-up kit that is pretty much the same one you'd find on like a Mazda Miata or Go Miata website, and I paid $88.64 for that. Then I decided that I wanted to upgrade some cooling, and I got a Koyorad Radiator. That was $252.72. I believe I got that on Amazon. I also got the Radiator Cap. That was $26.03. I run all Motul fluids in the car complete, like front to back. It's one of the first things I ever did was I swapped out all of the fluids on the car, and everything is running Motul. So we have Mocool. That a bottle of Mocool was like $14.20. Then I have the Motul. I think this was I'm using the brake fluid in the clutch line because my clutch slave went out, and so I bought some of that, and that was $53.90. Clutch line fluid was $16.99, so I'm not sure what the $53.90 one was. Must have been, it has to be the gear oil in the transmission. Then diff oil, Motul Diff Oil was $36.84. The Exedy clutch slave, that was $11.08. That was the clutch slave, I think the line, pretty sure. And then the clutch master cylinder was $22.64. I may have swapped those. I ended up having to do a Fel-pro water gasket when I did the radiator. That was $1.72. I put in a new thermostat. That was $7.86. When I also did the radiator, I put in Samco coolant hoses, and that was $99.99. I also put Samco heater hoses, and that was $104. Okay. I also did a shifter rebuild kit on the car at one point, and that was $80.99. That actually made quite a bit of a difference. That also came with the 5X Racing little bushing. Honestly, that was a huge difference. Out of all of the things that I've done, shifter rebuild was probably on the top 5 of like kind of changed the car a little bit, because there was just, not that this gearbox was sloppy, but at the time it kind of was. Then we have the Corksport drift exhaust. that I recently got back in November, and that was $379. So everything under the engine and transmission section, I've spent $1,196.87 so far. Then when we get to suspension, that's where I spent a good portion of the money on this car, is suspension and chassis so far. I'm running the TEIN Mono Sport Coilovers. Those were $1599.99 from Goodwin Racing at the time. And then also, you notice the roll bar that I have. That is the Blackbird Fabworx GT3 roll bar, and that was $925 before shipping, I want to say. And then I also have the 949 Racing or SuperMiata front and rear sway bar kit with the links. Now that's actually a Racing Beat front, and then also their own proprietary rear sway bar. But that entire kit that I ordered from SuperMiata was $449.99. Then I did ARP wheel studs, and those were $108, and then also Garage Star bushings, $50, 99 cents. So that's the majority of the cost on this car so far, was chassis and suspension. That was $3,133.97. Now, if we get to the exterior, I did some things to really just freshen this stuff up, and you'll notice a certain theme on the car is that I was really just freshening it up and kind of getting it to be its full potential before I start to do any major power mods or any of that kind of stuff. So that's typically how I take on my builds. But for the exterior of the car, we have a hardtop that I paid $950 for. Found it on Craigslist, and it's actually a 1994. It matches. It's like a year. It's a year match for the car of 94, and then it also has the defrost. It was in pretty good shape, and I paid $950. I think that was a pretty good deal. Let's see, stubby antenna, $25. I used to have an OEM dark gray like Miata sticker on the front bumper, which comes on like the NA6s, and I actually bought that from a dealer, and that was $39.08. Front washer nozzles, because mine were all gummed up, $25, 61 cents. The R-lips, those are definitely knockoff R-lips that I got on Amazon. The front lip was $53.85. The rear lip was $34.25. So those aren't expensive, but it actually really does change the look of the car, and allegedly they're functional. Allegedly. Okay. Now the side graphics that you see on the side of the car, the stripes, those actually came from SpinnyWoosh. If you know anything about SpinnyWoosh, they make some pretty cool stickers and stuff. And he took really good care of me. I just want to make sure that I note that. We had a little bit of a mix-up on my order, and he totally got it taken care of and took care of me. So he's a good dude. Then I also got a new front logo, $6. I also replaced the wiper cowl. It's an IL Motorsport unit. That was $111.99. And then the door top seals, like this seal that you see right here, I also got those from IL Motorsport. And that one was $98.99. Or no, $63.99. My bad. Then we have a Garage Star windshield cowl. That was $63.99. And then I have some battery posts that I'm going to install on the car. They're not on yet, but that was $30.35. So exterior cost is $1,499.11. We're kind of starting to climb up here, okay? I've spent a good amount of money on the car, more so than you may think on a Miata, but I know that I'm nowhere even close to being finished. On the interior, we have the Nardi Deep Corn in 350 millimeters, and it is $299.99. The steering wheel hub is a Bell steering wheel hub, and I also got the airbag defeat. I bought that from Project GLA, and that was $130. I also bought a replacement HVAC panel from them, because the one that was in the car was kind of faded and kind of just showing some years on it. So I bought a new one from Project GLA, and that was $36.99. I also bought a new glove box latch. That was $22.80. I bought new replacement pedal covers. They're just OEM units, but those were $14.81. I bought an ashtray, so I took out the cup holders, put in an ashtray, and modified it just to be a cubby. That piece was $70.12. Then I have the JAS Performance overhead dome lights. Those are actually one of the other best things I've ever done for the car. I can totally light up the interior when I need to, and those are $62.99. Then I also bought their hardtop brackets, front and sides, and the fasteners, okay? Front brackets were $39.99, back brackets were $39.99, and the fasteners were $8.99. Gosh, it's like you forget how much stuff you just start, it all starts to add up. And then, let's see here, I decided to replace them. Oh no, I needed the side strikers. My car did not have the side strikers on it when I bought it in order to put on the OEM latches, and that's what I was originally running. And those were $77.99. Then I also put an Alpine head unit in the car so that I could have Bluetooth, and that was $179.99. Now here's the thing, this is how stupid I can be. I bought this specific unit and paid an extra like 30, like maybe 40, 50 bucks for this specific Alpine unit so that I could dial in the color to match the gauges. Yeah, weird. Then if we go to, hold on, got somebody driving by. Let's get to the wheels and tires. I'm running the Avanti Storm S1s in a 15x9. I bought them from Goodwin Racing and they were 552 bucks. I'm running Hankook RS4s that I bought from Tire Rack. They were $225.40, I believe, and I paid $511.24 for those. And then I'm also running the Muteki extended lugs, you know, just for street cred, and those were 51 bucks and 50 cents, and that brings the wheel and tire package to $1,114.74. So the grand total on my car, it's a lot more than I expected. It's $13,924.34, fam. That's all of it. And it was actually well spent, in my opinion. I really love this car. I've had a really great time with it, and I honestly doubt that I'll ever sell it. And it's at a point where I have everything done to it that I need to in order to really take it to the next step, which is going to be adding power. I would like to turbo the car this year. I'd also like to do a brake upgrade. I'm also going to need to do something about the clutch because it's starting to show its age. And I'm excited to show you the rest of it. So thanks for sticking around. Like, comment, subscribe if you got this far, and I'll see you on the next one.
I can hurt you like you hurt me.